So it's interesting how the decisions and experiences in our life shape who we are as adults. I just got done watching a video by Beau Miles. And if you don't know who he is, he's an Australian filmmaker, storyteller, one of the best YouTube channels on YouTube. Hands down, I love the guy. I was brought to his channel by running videos. He's also an ultra runner, but he's also just like a craftsman. He's just like he's somebody who believes in sustainability, and just there's so much that's awesome about him. He's not just one thing. I went to his channel for the running and fell in love with all of the rest of the stuff he does. His storytelling is amazing. I only wish I could be 1/10 of a storyteller he is, but he just did a video where he discusses, and I'm shocked it took this long for him to get there, how his worldview was shaped, how his personality, who he is as a person, was shaped by his experiences by going to these summer camps in, I think, Australia and America, and Vermont. He spent 10 years working at a camp in Vermont in America, and building the buildings and doing the things that he does. And if you're familiar with his channel, this makes sense. If you're not, you need to go check out his, I'll leave a video, or I'll leave a link in the description. But it basically, all the experiences that he had up until his 30s now influence everything he is, everything he does on his YouTube channel. And it was quite amazing. It started making me think how I got to where I am. Now, professionally, my job, that's another story. I went down a path of being an IT guy and rose up, and that's the whole thing. That's not the interesting thing. The interesting thing to me is who I actually am. If I got to choose what I wanted to do every day, I wouldn't do that. I would do, if I had the bills to pay, I would do what I do here. I would much rather do this full time. I mean, I love my job, but doing this YouTube channel and running and helping people through this pathway is something I truly, truly love. I've been doing over 10 years, but I ran a 5K. I hated running growing up. And when I got married, I got a desk job, and I knew that running was a way to lose weight. Did not like running, did not care for running, didn't consider myself a runner. And I started running to lose weight, and then got married. And I think I started to use that as the solution to lose weight again in my 20s. And not too soon after having my first kid, we were going camping, and I signed up for this kind of local small 5K, and I wish I could remember. It's been it's probably close to 20 years ago. And I ran this race, and the excitement of just how this town was bustling over this 5K, and it was just, it brought back the feelings of competing in high school and track and football and baseball and all the sports I played. And it was such a cool feeling. I'd never seen a 5K before. So when you think about this, you got to think outside the context of, I didn't know anything about road racing or races in general other than organized track. I fell in love with the running aspect. And again, with my personality, I would never be satisfied with just running 5K. And that's completely fine for people who are, because it is life-changing if you can stay active and stay moving. And I did 5Ks for a number of probably a year or two, and then 10Ks and half marathons, and I kept going. But I kept dealing with some injuries here and there, plantar fasciitis, hip issues. I was wearing shoes too long, probably not training properly. And I crossed over into doing a trail run. I did a trail half marathon in Virginia, and that's when the light bulb went off. Like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Trails and running and being in the woods. So when I was a little kid, and this kind of ties back to Beau Miles' last video, what shaped your worldview was, for me, I loved being in the woods as a kid. I played in the woods. I ran in the woods. I didn't have a lot of friends because nobody really lived around us where I lived in Ocala, Florida, and lived on farmland. And I spent a lot of time alone, making things up in my head, making up friends, just having adventures on my own, wandering the woods. And it's something that has always drawn me to the woods. I love sitting in the woods, from hunting to hiking to everything, just being in the woods. There's nothing more beautiful to me than sitting in the woods and listening to the woods wake up. And I've done it tons and tons and tons of times, where you're just sitting up against a tree and the sun rises and you start to hear the birds and the animals and everything wake up. It is almost a religious moment, and I love that. So when I started trail running, I got to put together this activity of running that I had to work very hard on to like, and with something that truly is like laced into my soul, which is being in the woods. And that's why I love trail running that so much. I mean, I just feel like it's better for you. You get to be in nature, be one with nature. I think it was meant to be for humans, and it has changed my life. Like, I can't imagine not doing it ever again. Like, I just could never, ever not do that again. And those experiences when I was growing up led me to where I am now. Now I've had a YouTube channel for 10 years, and this thing means a lot. This isn't just some sort of side hobby thing that I do just to pass time. Like, I want to turn this into my full-time job one day. And I've stumbled, I've failed, I've done dumb stuff, I've done stuff that was good on this channel, and you guys have come along for the ride. You've seen me struggle, you've seen me win, and this is something that I love. And just thinking that those experiences when I was, up till 10 years old and 12 and 14 playing in the woods and stuff, like how that's shaped who I am and who I want to be for the rest of my life is an amazing thing. If you ever have a chance to find that thing, it doesn't have to be trail running or running in general. Like, lean into those experiences that you had when you were younger and who you want to be, because that's where like true happiness is. That's when you go someplace and you take a breath in and breath out and you're like, I feel at home. That's how I feel when I'm out on the trails. Races get me out there. I love being out there no matter what, just going out and running, training. I love being out there. And, I know a lot of you have been in this part of this channel for a long time, have seen the videos, and I'll go out there and do like a 4 or 5 hour run. And a lot of that's because I'm stopping and I'm sitting on a rock in this river and just listening to the water go by and just listening to nature. And it just calms my soul in a way that nothing else does. A lot of people, the ocean is that. I do love the ocean, spend a lot of time in the ocean. It is sort of that, but it's nothing like being in the woods to me. I just thought I'd talk about this morning, that a 5K changed my life. My experiences in the woods changed my life, and it's an amazing thing to stop and reflect on and understand why I am where I am and why I love what I love. I tell everybody, you always want to find your why when you're in ultra running or running in general. And I think in life, it's good to stop occasionally and reflect on your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you do what you do? Sometimes it could help you pivot and make you happy. And that's all I got for this morning. Coffee. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.